Hey guys, my name is Ryan, and welcome to Overwatch Central. So sometime last week, Kolorblind, Steve-O, and Evil Toaster all played in a free stack with a composition, beat a group of pros, not once, not twice, but 3 times. So in today's video, Kolorblind's going to break down the strategy and why it worked against Goat's comp, and why you guys should try it too. You can check out all of Kolorblind's details in the description below, but let's get started. If you were to name this composition, what would you name it?
Oh, Steve-O came up with something. Shoot, what did Steve-O come up with? Hold on. He came up with a really funny name in my Discord. Let me go look at it. I forgot it, but Boss Comp. The Boss.
Why is it called the Boss Comp?
I don't know why he called it that, but like he called it like the final boss because that's what it felt like. I think that's like Seagull mentioned at one point that it felt like a boss fight. Like the Symmetra, the Bastion, the Evil Toaster, or the Orisa was just like so hard to kill and so hard to break that they just called it the final boss.
It's a pretty good name, I'm not gonna lie.
So, yeah, Boss Comp. I thought that was kind of funny. I don't know. It doesn't really make it. It doesn't really like make it practical sense, but I still think it's kind of badass. The Boss Comp.
Just to be clear, what was it that you played in this free stack? It wasn't even a full composition. You changed stuff up depending on what game you were on, but the 3 of you were playing the same thing, right?
Yes, yeah, we were pretty much running Bastion, Orisa, Symmetra, all 3 of the games. Like, I don't think we switched much at all.
How did the other people on your team react to the heroes that you had instantly locked in? Because we're seeing 2 people already probably like, this might not go well.
Well, as you can see in the match chat right now, or the team chat, someone says first day of decay and I get this shit. So people weren't very happy. I feel like this is the only like unhappy person we got though, because every other game we had people that were just like, okay, this is happening. Like we're good, let's do this. I don't think anyone was really like necessarily like oh my gosh, a one trick 3 stack I'm throwing. We honestly had some pretty solid teammates here, but I think it's just because like I don't know. I think it's just because we were all top 500 and we were all communicating a lot. Like you know, if none of us were in voice chat, it would have been a different story. But yeah, we really didn't have any unhappy campers.
So you will be going up against Goats. You had 2 games of this and another one with some Rialto gameplay, but straight away Goats is running onto you, you die.
Yeah.
You'd say that would probably be par for the course for the rest of the game, right? So what was your win condition, do you personally feel as a Bastion player when it comes to this? Because Steve-O's just killed like 3 people.
Yeah, Steve-O saved the game there. I was just kind of dumb and autopiloted and just set up main expecting them to run like a 2-2-2 comp, and then I saw Goats, but I really should have gotten up and just ran immediately, but at that point it was too late. They have a Lucio and we don't, so I should have expected Goats and played much more safe, not set up right away. You don't want to try to see their comp before you deploy. I should have definitely been in the background more. So,
where you are now, basically, just as far away as you could physically be from Goats comp to be able to.
Yeah, exactly. Down. Yeah, as soon as I know they have Goats, I want to get really far away from them.
That's a really quick ultimate. Obviously Steve-O's, but how is he able to do so much as Symmetra here?
I don't know. Like, he's magical. He's the best Symmetra ever. He got so like I died at the beginning there, like you saw, and I was like, okay, this push is over. But Steve-O, I watched his point of view. What he did was teleport behind them, and then just kill everyone. I guess he just teleported behind them and threw turrets all over the walls, and then like their team was just a little bit spread out because they got excited that they killed the Bastion. So they're like, oh my god, the Bastion's dead. You know, we win. They have no damage now. And Steve-O was just like, okay, it's my turn. So he just goes back there and like takes out the Zarya, takes out everyone. It's pretty fast.
And this is on new Bastion too, and in another video we highlighted that Bastion, when he's able to set up, could do so much more damage and have a much bigger impact, but he has to be set up. He can't be constantly moving around. That's where he's much
Yeah, so
weaker.
Watch here, the Goats comes up to high ground, so I teleport up to this window here so they can't dive me like they did in that first fight, right?
And the only person that could touch you is Seagull or D.Va, where like he can't just do everything on his own.
I mean, it didn't work very well because they used trans, but that was still the idea there. You know, like, okay, they're coming up to high ground to me. They're going to get on top of me and I'll die again. Steve-O, get me to that window. It was pretty cool.
We'll have to turn up so
it
we
didn't
get
work,
the
but it was
comms
still pretty
too,
cool.
But yeah, like such a big focus on that. Looks like you're still fighting for the point, but not quite got it just yet. But like you're pretty much trading in terms of picks right now. So I guess it's just a case of like Orisa's really good at just being able to keep a foot on the point, make sure that you can't turn it over.
Here's another situation where you can set up way far in the back and still get a ton of damage off. Like fat area denial, just major area denial.
Well-timed nano boost.
Yeah,
get
right.
The Zenyatta, I suppose. But like these are short games. This isn't going to be a long video by any stretch. So do you pretty much just stomp pros here?
Yes.
Would you say?
Because they run Goats the whole time. Like you'll see more of that teleporter action in the next match or next round, because like that one, it's the one with there's no real high ground to use. So Stevie just has to teleport me all over the place to keep me far away from that goats, and it annoys them. But yeah, this is a pretty hard stomp, just because like I don't know, they wanted to run goats.
And what should they have changed to from your perspective? Because now we're going into a much more closed-in area where Guts comp is quite good. Well, any form of tanky comp in this point in the map is really good. What could they have changed to? Would you say just dive in a situation would be able to counter what you're running, or...?
I think dive with a Sombra would have been really good, or dive with double sniper might have been really good, because double sniper harasses Bastion a lot. But yeah, I think that they tried it in the Rialto game, and it was destroying us. The dive comp with Sombra is absolutely one of the best ways to shut down a Bastion. Like dive, Sombra, and then something like Tracer or Hanzo for the damage output can be really, really powerful, because you just keep Bastion out of his turret form. So here I see him come left, and I just want to get like as far away as I can. That's pretty much what I'm doing the whole game, just running away.
So when it comes to people that are wanting to will play up against goats, because it is a very common composition that's used in a lot of different tiers, and playing off meta heroes, would you say that just being able to play long range DPS like this is the way to go? It doesn't even need to be a Bastion. This can work with a Hanzo, this can work with a Soldier. Like, is that what you'd sort of generally say?
I think Ashe is really, really good too. She's like my second go-to hero against goats, just because they're going to be always clumped up and they don't have a lot of range. So, you know, Ashe is really good because she has good range, and her dynamite can really destroy people who are clumped up. But I don't know so much about snipers. Like, I don't really know. I don't play snipers a lot, but whenever I play Widow against goats, I feel like I can't really do much just because they have so much shields and protection. But with Ashe, it's a little bit easier for me to kind of slip around and get behind him and stuff. And the dynamite, I can just farm my Bob. But I think that heroes like Bastion and Pharah are the best because they have splash damage, they have high damage and long range.
Junkrat too, I guess, to an extent.
Yeah, Junkrat. I've never really played Junkrat against goats, but I feel like it could be good.
What other stuff would you want to sort of point out from these games? Because it's pretty one-sided at this point. Like, they're still just trying to run this composition.
Yeah, you're just gonna see a lot of like there's Steve putting a teleporter. I flip up to high ground, and now, you know, they can't really push me except for the D.Va, but I can usually take on a D.Va alone. And so you'll see here that D.Va used her entire D.Va matrix, and so I recognize that, and I use my tank mode because I know they're not going to be able to really eat much of it with her matrix. And so I jump in the back line, and I can get a few of the healers who think that they're going to be safe back there. That's what you really want to do with tank mode is wait for defensive abilities to be down, and then go to the back line.
Considering you don't really have heroes to enable that, like you could just go off and do it yourself. Would you say that this composition would be good in the pro scene, or do you feel like it's just only good for like playing in ranked play, really? You have somebody even emoing on your team, like
I don't know about pro.
They're not sure what to do. Yeah,
I think that if they had a 6 stack of pros, it probably would have been a much different story. But at the same time, like if I had a 6 stack, maybe it would have been, I don't know. So right here that you can see them trying to go high ground so that I don't teleport up there. So instead I just go to the doors here. And then I'm pretty sure I get Steve to teleport me up there anyway. I don't remember. But yeah, I don't know, honestly. Like I don't think it'd be very good in a pro scene, just because of it can be shut down with good coordination. So like you see they run dive here, and then things don't go so well for me. And so a pro team could easily run dive much more organized than this and focus down a Bastion pretty hard. But I think it could have some place. It could have a place in pro games. Maybe like he's really good on like Numbani defense, Horizon defense, places where there's a lot of high ground and you can cover the point from the high ground. But I think that on maps like this, especially like Koth, he won't see very much gameplay.
When it comes to the meta as a whole, like you have stuff like Route 66 where quad DPS has been played a lot, and these very like crazy strategy. Symmetra was used in pro play for seems like the first time properly, and had a lot of success there recently. So
yeah,
do you feel like the meta is much more forgiving for these strategies, and thus we could see more stuff like this in the highest tier, right? Because this was pretty surprising for a lot of people that you were able to have this success.
Absolutely. I think that even a lot of pro players are saying that Bastion is probably going to get used more often because of this buff.
I like that. I like the fact you were shooting the wall to get your spread ready so when the D.Va came up.
Yeah, a lot of people think I'm hacking because I do that. But yeah, that's a new thing I learned, is that you just like I was talking about that earlier, where I can't really heal myself because I got to constantly shoot to keep my spread up. So I tap the wall so that as soon as anyone peeks, I'm already at like tight spread. So like right here, I get up in the corner, I bait them to try to dive me, and then I get out of there. I kill the D.Va, I use tank mode, bada bing, bada boom.
Especially when you have a D.Va dedicating her boosters to get to you and you teleport away, there's no way that they can reach
Exactly.
you.
Yeah, you bait out their mobility and then you teleport away. That's the best strength of having a Symmetra on your team, and it's really powerful.
Did you hear from any of them after these games? Like on Twitter, was there any like GGs or even some like very salty comments, or was that just it?
I watched the videos of their point of views, and they didn't seem like toxic at all. Siegel rated me on Twitch for the first time, which like was a big deal. I was kind of freaking out. So I'm pretty sure that they were saying GG in game and stuff. So I'm pretty sure they were all like totally
impressed.
like they were having a good time. But yeah. Well, hopefully, if I impressed Siegel, I'd probably freak out. But yeah, no, I think that everyone was just having a good time. They once they learned how to shut us down, I had to stop playing because I was feeling really sick. But I know Steve and Evil Toaster continued to play on, but the Sombra really started to shut them down because the EMP can like shut down the sim wall and stuff. But no, yeah, I didn't hear from any of them, but the Siegel host was like basically him saying GG. I want to think.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now I just want to quickly go over like 2 to 5 minutes at most of this reality game. It's pretty much straight afterwards, right? And you're playing a similar composition, but they have a Sombra, and they're now starting to pretty much tear you apart. So I feel like this is worth highlighting for anybody that goes up against good Bastions that are trying to strategy. Like, what really took you out of this fight?
Yeah, definitely run this comp. I'm still trying to bait out their dives with the teleporter, but I'm constantly paranoid about the Sombra. Oh, I guess they're running triple tank. They have Winston, Diva, Zarya. I forgot about that. But yeah, the Sombra was definitely tunneled on me, so I'm kind of jittery and freaking out and like just trying to look for her. But once she's dead, I can kind of relax for a bit and just spam down because, you know, they are running 3 tanks. They don't have a lot of damage output. Their whole comp revolves around hacking the Bastion and then diving him with Winston and Diva and Sombra, and that is enough damage to kill him if he's in recon. But if I'm in turret, I could stand my ground against all that. So the whole thing, like my whole defense revolves around me not getting hacked. And as you can see, I don't do a very good job at that. I think I need to like absolutely focus on not getting hacked more. Just like look for the Sombra because that's like their only win condition. But I was a little too tunnel visioned.
I'd say the main thing is really you haven't had the opportunity to really sit up and sit there for too long. Like it
exactly,
just seems
yeah.
You're constantly paranoid. You're having to move around, which means that all of this time you're not putting any damage onto the payload.
Exactly. At this point, Bastion just isn't the pick. Like I think I should have played someone else, but I really wanted to see if there was a way I could work around this, and I still think there is. I think that if I was able to catch the Sombra more often and not get tunnel vision on the tanks, it could have actually been very powerful. But just the fact that I was too tunnel vision to do that meant I should have switched to like McCree or something. I think would have been good.
So this is a very specific example, or examples that we've shown of Goat's comp being torn apart by what you're running. It's like a purely anecdotal thing, but what do you think it sort of suggests to the community, and what, now that people have watched this happen, what do you want people to take away? That this kind of comp is possible to have good success with, that it doesn't matter what you play, it's all about team synergy and being able to work together. What kind of final things do you want to highlight now that we've seen pretty much a Christmas miracle at this rate?
I guess like focus more on teamwork rather than composition. Comp will help, but we did end up winning this match even though everything was against us and they were kind of destroying us. Like you can argue that we only won because their team made mistakes, but I think that it's just because we just played overall better. Our team we were working together really well. I think that teamwork is the most important thing in the game, but you know, comp is important as well. We could have won this game. We might have won this game easier if I was on McCree, but like I don't know. I guess like what people should take away is that Bastion is really good against goats and not so good against dive. So like he has a place now for sure, but don't think that he's gonna be meta. He's not Hanzo, you know. He's not gonna be good all the time. Oof. I'm gonna be getting hacked.
And finally, where can people see more of these crazy games? Hopefully, we get to see more of the strategy working and where it doesn't.
Oh, for sure.
What would you even call this strategy?
Hopefully, I'll get to queue with them more often. Like but you can. I stream pretty much every day on twitch.tv/Kolorblind, so you can watch me there. Lots of I'll do it with like Evil Toaster and Steve pretty often to try these new comps and stuff. But most of the time I'm just solo queuing. But and you can also follow my YouTube or subscribe to my YouTube. It's just you can just look up Kolorblind or it's just YouTube/Kolorblind or whatever. But I post videos there pretty often with funky comps. Usually I'll pick the funkiest match of the day. Like where I try the weirdest stuff and then I'll upload it to YouTube. So if you want to see weird comps with Bastion, definitely check out well, me, I guess.
And that's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching. You can check out all of the details in the description below if you want to. And thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you then.